We're 16 weeks of the NFL season, and the Broncos were the biggest letdown of the 2022 NFL season, maybe ever. At the beginning of the season, the Broncos got Russell Wilson and a new head coach and were expected to do a lot. I mean, people were expecting them and predicting them to go to the Super Bowl. And obviously, that didn't happen, as through 16 games, the Broncos are 4-11. The Broncos now just fired their head coach Nathaniel Hackett after his 4-11 start. But the Broncos haven't stopped there, as they have now fired the special teams coordinator and the offensive line coach. But it makes sense that people are being fired when you look at the fighting on the sidelines, the poor performance, and everything else. In last week's Denver blowout loss to the LA Rams, Russell Wilson was sacked 2 plays in a row, and then a fight broke out with the offensive linemen on the sideline. I mean, you can see that the offensive linemen are just so done, as they don't even help Russell Wilson get up after he's sacked. And on the very next play, on 3rd and 16, Wilson in the shotgun drops back and is pressured, tries to escape it, and goes down for the 2nd sack in a row, and no one is helping him up. Following this on the sideline, a fight breaks out between offensive linemen and other Broncos players.
Went to the offensive line, had words for them and Dalton Risner defending Russell Wilson. Risner right in the middle of it, actually pushed Rippon, and then Cam Sutton just trying to calm everyone down, going up and down the sidelines, but certainly frustration down here on the Broncos sideline.
Well, look who comes over to have a little visit with the offensive line after that latest little disagreement.
I commend Russell Wilson for going over there and talking to him at the end, but it just really seems like the Broncos don't have any team chemistry going, and they're all just on thin ice and pissed off at their season, and I don't blame them. If you look through the Broncos' most recent losses, excluding their blowout loss by 37 last week, they've lost 2 games by 1, 2 by 3, 2 by 6, and 2 by 7, meaning 8 games have been by 1 possession. They've also lost 1 by 9, 1 by 13, and are 0-3 in overtime. That leads to an average of losing by 5.6 points throughout the Broncos' 10 losses. But this is largely due to the Broncos' offensive struggles, as their defense is one of the best in the league. For this next statistic, I'm excluding the most recent loss, and I'm taking into account all 10 of their other losses this season. Through the Broncos' first 10 losses of the season, their offense averaged 14.6 points per game. That's not high at all, by the way. That's literally just 2 touchdowns a game. Now, what's crazy is if you look at this, that they average losing by 5.6 points in all of those games, meaning that their offense is just shitting the bed while the defense is going out there and playing elite. The Broncos still have the 7th best defense in the league with points per game allowed, even with their most recent loss giving up 51 points. So obviously, the biggest problem with the Broncos is their offense, and a lot of that lies on Russell Wilson, as he was supposed to bring this team to a great playoff run and a bunch of other things. Through Russell Wilson's 13 starts this year, he has not even a touchdown per game, as he only has 12 to 9 interceptions, and he's taken 49 sacks and has a passer rating of 82.6. Now, Wilson has thrown for over 200 yards per game on average, but he's not rushing the ball like he did in Seattle, and he's not completing as many passes, as only 60% completion rate. The biggest thing is that he's losing so many games with an elite defense, and also he has a 3-10 record with his 13 starts. Anyway, the Broncos and Russell Wilson are pretty much just collapsing altogether. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed my content, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And once again, thanks for watching.